welcome back to the channel. Yeah, so we're gonna be really professional today if you can't tell, and you know what, let's just get into it. So this video is about how to beat high school with study tips that I formulated, that I use, and I just want to share with everyone because everyone just wants to know how to study well, right, including me. So let's get into it. Number one, if we're so busy, how do we make time? Now this I need, and I'm gonna share it with all the busy people out there. If you're busy, some things that you could do is honestly just learn how to time block, time manage, and this could even be creating timetables. And you know, if you're too lazy to do these things, if you're too lazy to make your own timetable, sort out your schedule, you could just use like ChatGPT. Just use a command saying that, hey ChatGPT, could you help me make a timetable? This is my schedule. And yeah, make it productive, make it simple, like just customize it along the way. And yeah, that's what I started doing, but I never really used ChatGPT. I did at first, but it didn't really work out for me. And I always use I've tried using Google Calendar, I use Apple Calendar to just put together my schedule, and I normally already have my whole month or like the next few weeks planned out. So yeah, I don't know, like I'm just an organized person, so yeah, but that's my advice. And so what AI tools are effective for revision? Okay, so recently I've been trying a lot of new sort of AI tools because AI is really new, right? I just want to see what works because it could be really useful. So far, some things I've been using to revise are ChatGPT, Manus, and RevNote. Now, quick disclaimer, okay? I do not use AI to cheat. I don't use AI to do my homework, and I purely use it to just do revision and research. Because I know that if I use ChatGPT for everything, I am not going to be any smarter. And I'm saying this seriously because I don't want to influence other people to use these sort of AI tools just to do all the work for them. Yeah, at the end of the day, you're still here to learn, so at least learn something. So far I've been using these tools, but the one that I prefer using right now, I've just been trying for the past 3 days, is called Manus. And I've been using it to make flashcards, make questions, summarize my notes, basically more materials out of just that one PDF or those slides that your teacher sends you, but you never actually use. Even though it has like all the information that you need, you can't really take out the information. Yeah, so that's what I use Manus for, and it does a really great job at doing that. And so for RevNote, it has the same tools, but you do have to pay for it. I'm not really sure about Manus. I know there's a pro version, but I don't know how long it's free for. For RevNote, I think you're given 7 days to use the features, then after that you have to pay. But for the basic features, I think it's pretty okay. I use it to store all my notes for my subjects. Whatever notes, whatever flashcards, whatever that I have for each subject that I get from Manus and ChatGPT, I put it into RevNote to store. So it's pretty much just my dashboard to collect all my information for my subjects, all my study materials that are online. You could prompt them to create worksheets, questions for you to practice using active recall. Make sure you learn the material properly. Okay, I'm gonna repeat this again. So all I really do, okay, I'm gonna send here because it's gonna be here. All I really do is just upload whatever PDF, online documents, Google Slides that I have of my notes. I will just upload it to Manus, ChatGPT, RevNote, whatever AI tool that I'm using. And then I'll ask it, I'll prompt it to please help me study these notes. I have to use active recall and help me make some flashcards out of it. Let me revise and blah, blah, blah. Or you could also let them know that I'm new to this. I don't really know much about this topic. I'm kind of skeptical and I need help with memorization. They'll do whatever they need to do for you to get that done. All right, number 3, how to memorize a lot of content. I know a lot of heavy content-based subjects like history, social studies requires you to memorize a lot of content. Coming from someone who generally has a fear of memorizing a lot of big chunks of content, because I take history, it is very difficult for me to memorize all the examples, the dates, names, and so I'm gonna help you with that. How do we do this? Okay, number 1, you're going to break down the content into smaller chunks. You know how your textbook just has like a full paragraph, a full page of information for you to memorize? No, you're gonna break it down. Break it down to smaller chunks. Take out all the information that is important. So even if it's small chunks, like small paragraphs don't work for you, it's okay. Just take it out as point form, like information with arrows, and then yeah, it'll just be easier to see and memorize. Then the second thing that you're going to do is you're going to read the sentences, the small paragraphs, 3 to 6 times while trying to understand and imagine the content in your head and what it's trying to say. Come across events, right? Let's say the attack on Pearl Harbor. I try and literally imagine it. And I'm like, okay, so this guy, he was involved, he did this, oh, there was a shipwreck, oh, there were bombs. So you're trying to like make a story for yourself because it's actually easier to memorize that way. And if you can't do that, if you can't visualize it in your head, there are plenty of YouTube videos online for you to watch that are either made by cartoons, you know, people just explaining with really good content. I think that is really helpful. Sometimes that's what I do when I need a good visualization. Step number 3 is to, without looking at the paragraph, without reading from it, do it again, like repeat it 3 to 6 times without looking at anything. This helps to activate active recall. Now, active recall is super important in whatever you're learning. Everyone should be using active recall because the more you use active recall, the longer the information will stay in your head. So if you're preparing for end of year exams, if you're preparing for your O-levels, PSLE, and you need the content to be stored as long-term, active recall will definitely help you. Another way you can do this without saying it is just by writing it down, blurting everything out. Whatever you can remember, it's fine. So yeah. And then step number 4, last but not least, 2 to 3 hours later or a few days later, you can do it again. Again, activate active recall. And you can also use flashcards to remember the small little details, math formulas, and if again, you're lazy to read them, you can always ask any AI tool like ChatGPT to formulate flashcards for you. And in addition, you can also take a screenshot of these methods right here to memorize quickly and effectively. So yeah, these are just what I use honestly, so feel free to take them. Use them however much you like. And if you get tired easily throughout the day, here are some perfect times for you to take a short nap and a guide as well on top on how to use active recall. How do I know how long to study for each subject? I know people are always saying like, oh, you know, just give an hour each, or whichever subject that you need the most help in, give it like an extra hour. Yes, but it's a little bit more detailed than just that. It actually depends on how important the subjects need to be studied. So if you're struggling with the topic like science, math, languages, just take more time and arrange the subjects according to priority in an arranged order so you know how important and the least important, so then you know which one to work on first. Then you'll know where to pour your focus into more, so then you're not confused which subject you should study more for and yada yada. Okay, so let's say for example my math sucks and I know I need to practice for it like almost every day. What should I do? So instead of only dedicating an hour every day to just do math practices endlessly for an hour every single day, I think that's quite unrealistic. What you can do is actually just do 2 questions every single day, and by the time you've done that, you're going to be testing your memory of formulas and you're going to be practicing critical thinking. So not only are you going to slowly get your work done over time, you're also practicing the skills that you need every day. And so when the exam time comes around, when it's EOY, when you're like rushing for exams, you are prepared. You do not need to worry. Plus, this is like a plus add-on. If your tuitions or school teachers are able to provide you with past year papers, I'm talking about 2019, go ahead and ask them for it. They will gladly give it to you. I mean, most teachers will. But yeah, and even if you can't find extra revision, there are so many free online assessment books, PDFs, past year they're just all there, okay? Yeah, just go ahead and find them. And then you can plan out how often you want to complete the revision work. You know, when you're Asian parents, they buy you so many revision books and you actually never do them? That's what I'm saying. But once you start realizing that you do need to revise and you actually do need to use the revision books, you can, instead of spending your money to go and buy the actual books, what you can do is just find online PDFs. If you have an Apple iPad, or just any iPad, laptop, you can just import it, download it, and then start doing the work. That's it. Yeah, and it's free most of the time. And then, yeah, imagine you telling me, but Alessi, what if I have more than 3 subjects to prioritize right now? Like math, English, and science. Okay, I understand, comprehendo, not to fear. We can still do the same thing for all 3 subjects, okay? Not to fear. Start by arranging them in the order of how important to least. I keep repeating this point, okay? Then you could either start from the hardest to the easiest, or you can do easiest to the hardest, or start right in the middle. It's up to you. And then give each subject an equal amount of time if you have a limited amount of time to work on. So let's say your exam is in a week. You have 3 subjects that you want to focus on, and so separate the time equally. But then it also depends on how confident you are in that subject. So let's say you're really confident in math, you don't need any practice. Okay, then just leave 2 days before the day before your exam to just do a little bit more revision, just so you can kind of catch up, and then give more time to other subjects that need more time. Get it? And make sure if you dedicate a certain amount of time to finish your work, finish it in that amount of time. Do not extend it, do not shorten it. Make sure you get as much work done as possible in that given time. Okay, give yourself a time frame to finish your work, and that way you won't procrastinate. How to study even if you're not feeling it. Okay, I know my procrastinators out there, guys. I was once there too in Sec 1, Sec 2. But once you understand the importance of studying, like people always ask me, right? How do I keep on studying? How do I keep pushing myself consistently? Guys, I'm gonna say this very honestly. It's all pretty much part of my discipline. Like, I'm not gonna lie, okay? I'm gonna be super confident right now. I have a really strong discipline when it comes to studying because I have indulged the fact that studies are so important to my future that I cannot not study. But I also use toxic motivation, like a lot, which is pretty bad. Not everyone can take it. So if you feel like it's not for you, then no. But if you are looking to stop procrastinating, the best way to learn how to be disciplined and develop that habit of studying even when you don't feel like it is just to try. Start off with first planning your time well. This is where time management comes in. It is so important. Just because you're suddenly so into being like disciplined, you just know it's not gonna happen. You're setting unrealistic goals for yourself. And you know that 12 a.m. sudden motivation after you scroll a few motivational TikTok videos, you suddenly feel like, I can do this. No, you'll give up after 15 minutes, okay? So don't become an overachiever, and at the end of the day, you won't get anything done if you're just setting up too many unrealistic goals. So be realistic with yourself. Set up a study schedule that is suitable for your current style. So if you can only concentrate between 10 to 15 minutes, give yourself 2 to 5 small breaks that are like 5 minutes. Over time, once you start following this kind of format, this style of studying, having small breaks in between, you will have to start increasing the study session timing. So let's say you're taking 15 minutes each to study, right? You have 15-minute blocks to study. You have 5-minute breaks in between. That's okay. But over time, let's say after a week of trying 15 minutes, the next week you're gonna do 30 minutes. The next week after that, you're gonna do an hour. Then add on. And then over time, you're gonna notice. Actually, you've been studying for over an hour now. And the feeling is great because now you can study for like 2 hours if you want. So keep going at it and then make sure you just stick to the schedule. How to manage work-life balance? Yeah, even I struggle with it, honestly. Yeah. If you're someone like me who has like way too many things going on, you're aware of it, it's killing you, you need breaks. I say that to myself all the time, and yet sometimes I still have a struggle with taking my own breaks. For example, last week I took a whole week off of school and went to travel to Bali. Some of you may know from my Instagram post. But I'm not saying that you should do that. You shouldn't like just skip school, right? I merely did it because I was given the opportunity to travel to Bali. Okay, and I go there like every year, and it was a well-deserved break. Okay guys, like I was about to crash out, and after so much time studying and I got good grades, I think it was quite well-deserved. You take breaks when it's well-deserved. But then Alessi, how do I actually manage? Like, how do I actually manage a work-life balance? If I show you my schedule, you're gonna go nuts. You're gonna feel overwhelmed, okay? But I do give myself time to do everything. That's most important to me. The way I prioritize things is that I prioritize first my studies. After my studies is gonna be content creating. After content creating is sports. To me, these are the 3 areas that I've decided to focus on for the next 2 years until I go to college. Something that my mom taught me is that there's this thing about having only 3 things to put everything into. You put your compassion, you put your focus, you put your discipline, your energy, all into those 3 things, okay? Those 3 big factors. And when you do that, you'll have an even better chance at succeeding in them. So rather than doing a lot of things, putting in focus into a little bit, no. If you just have a direct focus on maximum 3 things, you're gonna do well in all those 3 things. I'm not even joking. Or at least 2 of the 3. It really depends on your performance and what you do. So just make your goals realistic and make them achievable. That is the most important part. So like I said, don't be an overachiever. Don't take on too much. If you know you can't, don't do it to yourself. Like if you know you're not used to it, then don't do it yet. Like don't say, oh, I'm gonna finish 3 books this month and I'm gonna do it. And then at the end of the month, you haven't even read 1 book. You haven't even finished the first one. Don't be like that, guys. But yeah, that's pretty much how you're gonna balance your work and your life. Yeah. Hey everyone, hasn't it been such a long time since I've been here? Well, if you have made it to the end of this video, I want to congratulate you. You stuck till the end and bam, bro, you got this. And I really hope you do follow through with everything that I said because it took me a long time to edit this video and I also want the best for you. So I know this video has been highly requested and it's finally out. But you know what? As many times as I'm gonna say this, I'm definitely gonna try my best, okay, to make as many videos as possible. But I am currently going through my finals exam and this is a really important time for me and I don't know if I'll be able to do any sort of recording, any sort of longer vlogs because I am prioritizing a lot more short form vlogs. So if you're interested in seeing those, you can head over to my socials over here, my TikTok and my Instagram and well, yeah, you know, my YouTube. So anyways guys, see you later and see you next time. Bye.